I'll sit back.
Cause it'd be on film?
Yep.
Alright. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:06 and start with a roll call.
Racine, aye.
Crawford, aye.
Jagera. Alan, I.
Blackout present.
Bill's been present. That's good, cause I was not an option on here, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Alright, this first on the list will approve the January 13th meeting minutes. So if you need a minute to look through those. Let Vicky do her editing.
I read them already.
You were good?
Huh?
Everything was good?
It was for me,
Okay, cool.
but I got one eye.
That seemed to make you more effective
I
last
could
week.
only read this side of the page, no. No, I didn't see anything wrong.
Is everybody good?
Yep.
Make a motion.
Waiting on Elena. She's,
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
she's still scanning, she didn't acknowledge. Okay, so then I make a motion to approve the budget committee minutes as written for January 13th, 2026.
I'll second
Second by Vicky, all in favor?
it.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, two down. Alright, so we have another, 431101, another budget sheet that slipped through the cracks. This is for 21,100. Did you find it, Vicky?
Yeah,
Okay. Any questions, I guess, for, well, Leo, since Chris isn't here, before we make a motion?
Yeah, we just missed it, for the road agent, the way the number system, the way it goes.
Want me to jump in?
Yeah, please, you have the terminology, go ahead.
So, the items you're seeing in front of you used to be part of 4312 Highway and Streets. With the new chart of accounts to, be in compliance with the Department of Revenue, this is a new one. During the budget, presentation for that one, this one was missed because of the number change, which is why it's being brought forward now.
So this is the old
Yeah,
2025.
yeah,
So,
okay. Alright, then I'll, make a motion to approve 431101 Highway Administration for $21,100.
how much did you say?
21,100, I'm sorry, 21,102.
No,
Oh, no, we took $2 out, I'm sorry,
Where
21,100.
that $2? Oh,
it's supposed to be crossed out, it's
Yeah.
zeroed out.
oh,
The cell phone and the training placeholders,
okay, you
yeah.
took those out, okay.
I'll second for 21,100.
Second by Mike. Any further discussion? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Alright, so next on the list, we have to revisit 4901-01 other warrants. The reason being the dispatch software that's being covered by the unassigned fund balance, that amount was reduced from 18,400 to 5,600. And that's still being covered by the unassigned fund balance. I'd actually, before we vote on this, I would like to suggest that we take the 12,800 difference and apply it to Pine River Road, since we already committed it in the unassigned fund balance. We got 270 going to Pine River Road from unassigned fund,
Yes,
so add another 12,800 to it.
So, is this,
So this is now 56
oh,
instead
okay,
of 18,400. That was all coming out of unassigned fund. So that leaves us with 12,800 that we had previously voted to commit for the dispatch software. That
so you wanna reduce the total tax impact by,
12,800.
so off the 250? Cause 270 is already,
Yeah, we're putting 270 on it right now.
right now we have 270 on it,
Yep.
on unassigned fund balance.
So we just freed up 12,800. So I'd like to recommend that we also apply that to Pine River Road to
So
reduce the
reduce
tax
it.
impact by 1280. By 1280. Well, actually, it wouldn't change anything. Just the tax impact. Well, the tax impact would change, yes. So from 270 to 282,800.
So you reduce the 250 down
Where's the
to,
two?
What's that?
you reduce the 250, right?
Yes. Yep. The tax impact would reduce by 12,800.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Is Selectmen still committed to paving the Ossipee section of that road?
Ospey is, yes. They,
I don't think Mike heard that conversation.
yeah, Chris had a conversation with the selectmen, I think it was last week, this week?
This week.
This week. And yeah, they're willing to pay for that section, their section,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
So let me just.
So,
Are we reducing?
that's the other point.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know how that part works.
Well, the total bill, I mean, we got a, with inflation, oil, whatever and all that stuff, but I think the quote was 500,000, right?
519 or
Yeah, but it was 500 just for the town of Effingham, but
599.
then the extra Ossipee section was 20,000, 19,000 or something, 19,000. So the total is 519. 500 for Effingham,
How much
19,
is the Ossipee again?
Alright,
19.
but Ossipee's gonna pay them.
Yeah, because it makes sense for what they said, you know, like equipments are there, everything's there, so get it done with.
So how are they gonna reimburse us, is that the point?
It's gonna come back in as a check, whatever, yeah.
Is there a point in time for that to happen, or?
I would assume after the road is paved. We don't have it signed.
Oh,
Okay, so just to make sure we're all tracking together, dispatch software is dropping to $5,600. That leaves us with 12,800 of the unassigned fund balance that we had previously committed. I'm recommending that we apply that to the Pine River Road project, changing the total from the unassigned fund balance, and hopefully Caitlin's following along at home, to 282,800.
So the $250,000, that's already a tax impact, it's every year we get that. It's already in a tax.
well, it's not already in the tax.
I
it's a
know,
tax. We didn't have it in 2017, there was a skip year. So you can apply money against that and just
And-
reduce the tax impact, and next year you can go back to 250. I mean, it's
That's what I'm
it's a
just throwing,
tax.
yeah, just throwing
And
out.
some of this will offset the increase from the air packs that we're starting this year.
No problem with that.
Okay. I
I
just
mean,
wanna-
you can apply it to another warrant article that's being taxed, there's a tax on that. You guys can just make that,
Alright, so,
select board could make that change.
so the,
Alright, but we got it here, so let's,
yeah,
There's
so,
probably a police cruiser in there, you could throw the 5,600 off of that, and reduce the tax impact.
So
alright,
what is the dispatch software gonna be?
it's gonna be 5,600,
5,600, okay,
that's coming out of the unassigned fund balance.
okay,
So that leaves us with 12,800 from the unassigned fund balance that we had previously approved. We're gonna apply that to Pine River Road.
580, what?
So your total the total sum is
580.
580,602, correct?
602, okay,
That's what you get? Total. You have to reduce the bottom.
Oh, cause we added to this one. Yeah, what do you got? I'll go by the numbers.
So basically reduce it by 12 whatever, so it comes down, your final number for total is 580,602.
580,602?
Right.
What, how,
So if you add all
Yep,
these, right?
yep, no, you're right.
And then if you wanna add the 12 tax impact will have to be affected with the 250.
Yep, well, I got 245 from the budget committee on the sheet, can't link it, the clean
Okay,
sheets.
to that.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, so you got 588 versus 593.
yep. Oh, because we adjusted for the 5,000 for the air pack and you did not.
Alright,
Alright, so we'll go off of this number, so let me adjust this number by. So 588, 402.
it's 583,402. Right?
So
No.
minus 12,800.
we're only taking off
I got
5,600.
575.
18,
So we're going by this number here, cause we adjusted for this, and then. Oh, I didn't take the 5,600 off,
Yep,
that's right.
so you're basically only 5,000
Yeah,
difference from this one.
that's where I screwed up, yep, so 588, 402. Minus 5,600. No. I'm subtracting that from that, because this is now 5,600,
No, you got total 580,602. Budget committee,
but you're still including the 5,000.
I know, I know.
Oh, for the actual budget, yeah.
right.
Yep,
So it's only 5,000 difference. So
Okay.
just take 5,000 off the 580,602, it's 575,602.
okay. Thank you.
And you can verify if you want, but add the numbers up.
Right. And then, so then the final tax impact's gonna be, go
Well,
from,
you have to vote on her, but.
yeah, but just, it would go from 25, not 25,002 to 23,202.
yeah, that brings the,
And so
Yep,
we just- So we reduce that.
575,602.
Okay. So that would change the previous budget committee total to 575,602. And it would change the tax impact number from 245 to 232,202.
232,002, right?
2,
I got 202,
232, 202, no?
yep,
is that what you got?
yeah.
Try that again,
Okay,
is that minus 12?
yep, I got it.
So those numbers again, what were, what do you,
Yep, which one do you need, Mike?
both, and I want to hear the
Okay,
two.
yep, so dispatch software is being reduced to 5,600. That was, the full 18 was coming out of the unassigned fund balance. So we're gonna add the difference of 12,800 to Pine River Road. But as far as the budget itself goes, we're reducing the original amount we approved is gonna be 57,5,602.
Fifty-seven, five, six, zero, two.
Yeah, and then that's gonna reduce the tax impact from 245,002 to 232,202. Is everybody caught up, including me? Jim, you good?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a question, Elena?
Well. No,
So we're applying $282,000 tax impact.
282,800. Right,
Yes,
okay, yep, to the tax impact.
I'm just looking at the roads, for Pine River. Road.
Yeah, yep, okay,
282,
so then, I'll make a motion to.
800.
before you do,
Yep,
so why were we able to reduce that from 18.4 to 56?
cause the chief knows how to haggle,
I can do a little explaining.
please do.
So at the last Carroll County Chiefs Police Association, Jeff Blau was the project lead for Central Square. Had met with the CEO of Central Square and they've offered the county a 100% discount to the implementation fees, which is what the biggest driving factor of the 18,000 was the implementation. So now because all the towns within Carroll County are on board, they're offering us a discount for the implementation, which is where our savings are coming from.
Yeah.
So that's why it was such a drastic change, because most of what that was our implementation into the consortium. So that was just a recent development, so that's why it was brought up last
That
night.
came up last night, yep,
Okay.
you good?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so again, I would like to make a motion 4901-01 other warrants, amended, to 575,602.
For the total tax impact.
And the total tax impact goes from 245,002 to 232,202. So a $12,800 savings.
I second that.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Take Cody off of these sheets, huh? Alright. Alright, the next one. Will be. Oops, I have two of these. Excuse me for a minute.
Oh, mine.
What's that?
I'm just looking at your sheet.
Oh,
Oh, mine.
yeah. So the next thing to review before we get any deeper is I'd asked if anybody had a budget they wanted to revisit. Both Jim and I wanted to revisit the nonprofits. You wanna share your thoughts first, Jim?
Yeah, I know we were talking about level funding, out of this. And on paper, it looked like we did level fund, but because a few of the, not-for-profits dropped out, I don't really think we took a really good eye on it, like, you know, taking a look at one example, Starting Point, in 2025, you gave them 3,000, and we gave them $1,800 more this year, when their score is only a 17. Does that make sense? I personally think we should level fund that at the 3,000 we gave them last year.
Okay. Which one was that again?
Starting point.
Starting
Third
point?
one from the bottom.
Okay. So your recommendation is 3,000?
You gotta make sure, I'm gonna make a copy of this so I can give it to Keelan after.
Did you? God, I can't find anything. Of the ones that we approved, I wanted to, also revisit possibly concerned citizens. We went by the score sheet and yeah, at the time, we thought we were good financially and we, basically spent last year's budget on nonprofits, but, things have changed since then. So at a minimum. Oh, that's not it. Found my sheet with my math. So, I'm sorry, yeah, OSP, OCC Meals on Wheels.
We only went up 600, right?
Should I find what they requested? So they requested 8,600, right? We allocated 4215. Trying to read across the lines here.
Oh, based on your points.
Yeah, we kinda went with the points cause it wasn't gonna really take us over budget.
It is kind of wild if you add up the food related ones, it's over $17,000 just to feed people. Not that that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it's just.
Right.
It's a thing.
So at a minimum, going by how they scored, I'd like to reduce that from 8,600 to 4261.
Just round it off to 4250.
4250.
Still on Meals on Wheels, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, yep. But take your time and go through it. I had this all broken down.
So the profit's like close, you're not crossing that out, are you?
No, we
Okay.
can't.
Yeah, you know, you can't. But you wanna get rid of the OSP Parks Rec?
That's already out.
That wasn't supposed to be on this budget. That has its own budget. That got in here by accident in the draft that we received.
Right. When I saw that, I thought.
Actually, I look at the
wait a
bottom
minute.
number and it's like.
Yeah.
It's like,
The clean version.
Hold on, let me find the clean draft. Anyway, if there's any other adjustments the budget committee would like to make to 4445.
I'd also like to bring up starting point, or I'm sorry, Northern Human Services. I know we're not giving them big dollars, 2025, we gave them 250. This year we gave them 716, which is a 65% increase.
You wanna bring it up or down? That's
I
this,
wanna bring it back down to 250.
okay, the 716 is what they requested,
Yep.
but you wanna bring it down to 250?
I'm trying to think of what it was that they increased it for. Wasn't it
Inflation.
because more, families are,
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember off the
isn't that
top
what
of
it
my,
was, because more families,
716 is just a drop out in the bucket of their funding.
okay,
Yeah, you're a multi-million.
alright, so you want 250 there,
is that what we're doing? So that is a,
I mean, I'm good with Freedom Food Pantry,
Yes, I don't wanna,
68 hours of hunger, only asked for 500 more.
466.
OCP asked for 1,000 more, sorry, OCF. So that's where we're at.
So we're staying with the three. 3,000 for 68 hours, 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Freedom, we're staying with the 6.
Yep.
And we're going to,
So it comes
Four.
down,
19,750.
we're going to 250 on the Northern Human.
4,200 for Meals on Wheels.
4,200, 4,250,
40,
I'm sorry, 4,250 for Meals on Wheels. Thank you,
oh, we're
Leo.
going to 4250?
and 3,000 for starting point.
3,000 for starting point.
So basically it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 7,500 reduction. If you add the three numbers. Well, no, reverse. Yes. So you gotta take it off the
Mhm.
top number.
Yep, so I'm going by, and then 250. 4,250. And 3,000 for Province Lake. And 3,000. 24,270 total. If it, as it stands. So just over $6,000.
So you put Province Lake Host Program in there?
Yeah, that's part of this budget now. It's under vendors. And the other line item's removed, the other budget.
It no longer qualifies for conservation?
Not under the new accounting system.
I got 24,000.
Yeah, 270.
I didn't get to 270 because I don't know where you're getting 270.
Uh,
So you got 3,000 on the 68
no,
hours,
yeah, no,
6,000 on the Freedom, 250 for Northern Human Services.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 would be 4,250.
yeah, I don't know where I'm getting 270 from either, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's all,
Looking
they're all
at the
zeros on the
numbers,
end,
yeah, yeah, I must have hit something wrong.
So I'm getting 24,000.
Yep. Do it again. I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
I think I'm missing something.
Are you missing?
So it went for Northern Human Services down to 250.
Mm-hmm,
OCC Meals on Wheels down to 4,250, correct?
4,250, right?
And then, starting point went down to 3,000 even, is that all, or am I missing one?
that's
it.
That's all right now.
For a total of 24,000?
That's what I got.
That's what Leo has, is that what you have, Elena?
Yeah, I got
Alright,
24.
I'm gonna trust you guys.
We did 3,000.
Caitlin, did you get starting points? We went down in that one, right?
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah,
Or level,
okay, any other adjustments somebody would like to recommend?
Oh, I wrote it up by the 3,000. Okay.
Oh, that's
What have we
right.
got for a total?
24,000.
24,000 even.
So that's $6,639 reduction.
Yep. Is the committee ready to bring this for a motion, or are we still ciphering? Okay.
I'm all set.
Yep, I'm just getting caught up here. Alright, then I will make a motion. For 45-01 vendor payments as amended. For a total of $24,000.
I'll second that.
Second by Jim. Any further discussion?
I think we have a tax and spend problem, but I don't think it's the nonprofits that are the problem. That's it.
Well, that will be next on the agenda, sir. Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, Doug, was the audience? Any opposed?
Aye.
Mike? That one's done. I don't need this. I do want that. Need that. Alright. Now the fun part.
Before you jump into that,
Mhm.
can I ask a question? Did we ever find out if that school increase of $675,000 is an accurate number?
It's not an accurate number.
No, I think part of the confusion is they run on a different billing cycle than we do.
Yeah, from July to July, so it's like, yes, that, with the road contract,
Yeah,
similar to that,
it's July to June, but
yeah.
there was all that insurance story business.
I don't know about that, I just know that's the total is, for our town was $4,259,370. $4,259,372.
Is that with the education tax included?
I think it is. I
So-
asked the finance director about it.
Did you?
The actual amount that we paid to the district is accurate, that 3.9 million. So I don't know where the budget number comes from.
Right, so how did that get on our budget, the 675, is that our payments going forward to June? Is that
No.
what that was reflected?
Kayleen, you want to jump in on this one?
So, we get payment schedule from the school, it's exactly what we have to follow. You know, if we don't follow, the town can get in trouble for it. I was, trying to figure out where the budget number part came from, cause it shows that there's a budget on the B2A, or budget versus actual. I don't know where it comes from, it somehow populates in there. And from what I know is we have a commitment every year. It goes through on the tax rate report for both state and local. So we pay based off what Governor Wentworth gives us. And the schedule has 11 months, we skipped one, which is April, because they don't bill us on that one. But where that budget number came from, I don't know, we're paying exactly what we're told to pay.
So is that on previous budgets that got printed? Was that showing up before then?
I don't know, it's something I can most certainly can look into, but I don't have that answer for you right at the very moment.
There was a news story, there's a big scary number, it shows up on our budget. I just wanna know,
I can tell you, I can't speak on the news story because
No,
Governor
right.
Whitworth never talked to us about any of that either, so I can't speak to that, but.
I did look at, cause I had seen what the district said before, I found it again from November. And I don't think that they would have sent us an extra bill.
No, they wouldn't.
They covered it with their own like unassigned fund balance
Yes.
and some other stuff. Deferred some of it to this year.
We would've got notice, and we would have had a notice from the school if they increased the payments. Cause this is our schedule.
but just out of curiosity, now, Elena said you talked to somebody and you were under the impression a portion of that bill got deferred to this year, this year's budget that
Well,
we're working on.
Like the school district is figuring it out in their coming budget. I don't know, I
Gotcha,
can't remember exactly what.
okay,
But we're committed to this.
Yeah.
No,
right, for that schedule.
till next year.
Well, we're working on next year's budget, and the school next year,
This year.
even though it's part where,
This year's budget.
well, this year, right, January, sorry. But this year, we'll see a change at the school at the midpoint of the year, and then we could see a big jump
Right,
going forward.
and that's gonna, right,
And that's weighs on my mind as we're finalizing this budget. If-
that's where your school tax rate comes up. It doesn't affect the town budget.
No, but it affects the town's taxes, the tax rate people pay.
The total tax rate it does affect, but it's the school tax it affects, not the town's tax.
The other.
When I get my bill, I will discuss that later, because I don't see it, that, you can't minimize a big impact that may be coming on our tax bill. Cause if I don't pay my tax bill, you guys are gonna have a problem with me, and that's gonna include the school's portion. So it's a town issue, I believe. That's all, I'm just looking at there's a potential increase of unknown magnitude,
And
we should be
I'm gonna
concerned.
respond to you, basically, your past experience as a selectman or anything else, you didn't have a choice in what, how
No,
to,
no choice. It's-
No choice, okay.
But the bill goes out, everybody gets it.
yeah.
Okay,
I puzzled
Let's go.
over this a lot since last week and I couldn't figure it out. But one of the things that further confused me is that in the tax rate breakdown that we got when we were starting to figure out what the unassigned fund balance estimate might be, they used these numbers to calculate the new tax rate, you know, a month, 2 months ago. And the local education portion and the state education portion, that tax effort together is like 3.5 million. So
Yeah.
looking back at 2025 to calculate the tax rate, they said the tax effort was still hundreds of thousands of dollars less than what we actually had.
That's probably because there's a portion of it in the revenues that gets applied to the property taxes, that's why the property.
Yeah, the state got, yeah, from the state.
So our revenues that come in would get applied to the setting of the tax rate. The more money we apply in the revenues that come in, lowers that tax rate portion at the top.
Yeah,
But
Crazy.
what it says on this thing, that basically our net local assessment is, well, that's the assessment. School tax amounts, 3,352,418.
3 million.
You want a copy?
No, I got this one, but.
I mean, I got extra copy here.
Oh, you got, sure, great.
That's roughly, I just wrote this down, roughly 52% of the taxes we collect go to the school department. But I'm pretty sure on January 31st is the final deliberation for the school budget. If you wanna make your voice heard, I plan on trying to be there.
You wanna make a copy? This is the update, because this was when we had our meeting last fall with the school. Something like that. They updated, this is the new for 2024, 2025. You want a copy? Anybody want copies?
I think,
Yeah, why not?
yes, please,
Yeah,
actually, that
I'll
looks
take one.
different than what Chris gave me.
This is what we get from the school.
And since I've got the floor here for a second, I just went through the two budgets, the one that apparently JT is getting credit for putting forward and the budget to actual that came from you, Scott. Huge differences. Why? Why are there, what's going on?
Other than migration issues, I'll let,
Yeah, so
JT talk to
we're
that.
in between two softwares right now, with QuickBooks. When Michelle printed that this morning, she printed that out of a new software, which only has up-to-date payroll. It doesn't have all the expenses from 2025 up to date. The new one that I provided I manually went through and did it, so it's everything combined for payroll and expenses. So the new one that you have tonight, the one that I gave out tonight, is accurate,
Thanks.
as accurate as it can be.
So 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, 8 days ago, we had budgets. that came out. Those would have been inaccurate as well, those budgets that happened?
Potentially because we've been in between these two softwares for a little bit.
Okay,
We're just about finished getting everything converted. So hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be completely back on one software.
cause we were well into January last week and we were showing about $211,000 of lapsing funds. But I'm looking at these numbers that have been provided tonight and that's certainly gonna change. Okay, just curious as
Did you say,
what I can read, what I believe.
JT, did you say this one is up to date for payroll but not the rest?
That's correct,
And this one is up to date,
with everything.
okay.
thank you.
I also have a sheet that does how the formula is set for the school.
Is that gonna change again, since I got a different kind of pay stub today?
Yeah,
I'll bring it.
We've switched
Glance at
back
that
to the
for a
previous system?
yes,
Want a
yes.
copy?
So you're not getting
You're right, you're closer.
tax-free discount anymore?
That's what I thought.
Tax-free discount.
You know how to
Yeah,
run that?
Somebody else's,
No.
your total dropped
I got a
dramatically.
technology hero right here next to
What
me.
do
He
you
knows how to run.
I'll pay later.
Other way.
Personally, or,
No, no, no,
oh, okay.
more,
Yeah.
Oh,
her
Job
year-to-end
start,
total kept
job
going
list.
down
Right there.
instead of up. Yeah,
To answer your question earlier about the V2As and Governor Wentworth,
Yes.
I just looked back at
Yeah.
23 and 24, and they did both show up budget number, and 24's was way over the budget number as well. So,
Oh, yeah, so that's, it's paying into that next year. For the,
Oh, you're gonna do two-sided?
it was a one-sided paper, was that? Yeah. I'm just was making a second one, cause I had a feeling that my counterpart at the end of the table probably would want one as well.
what is it?
The formula to set the tax rate
The
for.
formula,
That's how they do it.
yeah, I want that.
But you wanted that, right?
we all,
Yeah,
we all carpooling on January 31st?
oh boy.
Alright, we ready to move on? So, like I said, the, potentially the fun part, so after a lot of conversation with our town administrator today, we came to agreement on almost everything. Except for the 2025 budget numbers, but I deferred to her, obviously, the B2A is not totally workable. At the end of the day, as it stands right now, not including what we just voted on, as far as, vendor payments goes, we're looking at an estimated budget increase, operating budget increase of 32 cents per thousand. And again, this is gonna be slightly off because we just adjusted one of the warrant pages, but as of late this afternoon, we're looking at a estimated budget increase of 41 cents per thousand with everything, but, operating budget and warrants. So basically another 9 cents for the warrants. Let's put that in context. I have the welcome letter from our previous committee chair for last year's public hearing, where he estimated the total tax increase to be 35 cents per thousand on a considerably smaller valuation. Personally, I feel that we should be somewhere in the 17 to 18 per thousand range, given the valuation, which would mean reducing the operating budget by close to $60,000.
Oh, can I still bring up
Well,
a
actually, I take that back, we just saved 6,639, so, by about $53,000 now?
Can I bring up a couple of other things that I'd
Oh,
like
I'm
to
sorry.
discuss?
Yes, well, that's part of this, so if you
Right,
have
okay.
recommendations to adjust other
The rec
budgets,
department and, the, question about Caitlin's, wages on the, is that executive or is that,
that would be,
so it's the
Executive.
library, the rec department and the administration,
alright, well, why don't we start with town administrator?
okay?
Do you want me to make copies? Or does the committee want copies? I was gonna do this as we go instead of printing all these
Yeah,
out.
okay,
Before,
Or why don't you, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
is your 17 to 18 cents like based on a
Where is
2.5% or?
It's actually based on the
So it's,
2.8%.
You're looking at 4130010008 salary administration. Town
yeah, but I
administrator.
thought I had the 26. Is it this one?
Scott, if I can.
Yes.
When you throw out these numbers of 32 cents, 41 cents, do you have actual dollar amounts that you could put to those as well?
So the operating budget increased by $126,832 over last year. Again, a number we agreed on. That was a lot,
Warrant articles, they've gotta be in the 30s, 30 something.
the warrant articles add 9 cents per thousand.
Yeah, but 30.
Not including the operating budget.
$dollars.
Oh, total?
More than that.
Well, it's more than that, just Pine River Road.
The increase on, well, not counting the
Oh,
road.
compared to last year.
Right, well, yeah, you.
Oh, a
came
dollar
up with-
amount?
You came up with 41 cents total, so you said there was about a $9,000 increase in the.
No, there's about, no, so that, when you include the warrant articles, the tax impact's about another 9 cents per thousand.
Right. So there's a dollar amount that goes with that calculation?
I don't have the warrant article, dollar amount, I don't know if our administrator could pull that up. The total dollar amount Mike's asking for the warrant articles, I don't have that in front of me.
The tax portion without the 250 for the road. I'm just trying to get the same numbers that Scott is going off.
Yeah.
Well, is it at this, right here?
Correct.
259 minus
Let me
this.
just do a little math, Mike, hold on a second.
Well, Scott, it's
That's
whatever you
operating
gave
budget.
Scott to come up with the $9,000.
That's the operating budget number? Yep,
Minus,
I don't have to have that.
okay, you wanna put that,
this is the total taxation portion of it, so just minus this too. I can give it to you right here.
yeah, why don't you, Mike's looking for a number on the warrant articles, I just gave him the operating budget. What the difference was in the increase in the warrant articles?
This is finance year, so this is tax amount, it doesn't include the 250.
Right.
That's the tax amount, and then this is the increase.
338,002. So write that down.
338,002.
He's finance year,
That's the total for the warrant articles, right? Or is
That's
that
the
the
total
total
increase.
increase?
That's the total tax.
Number?
Yeah, he was looking for the increase. I think Caitlin's giving it to him.
and then that was
So,
Yeah, because I don't have last year's.
Yeah, yeah, I don't, well,
I mean,
mine was wrong, so Caitlin corrected that, but I don't have the actual,
Yeah, it's true.
so that was
Yeah.
running about
Dividend in front of me.
$18,000 with the 250 out of it. I guess it's not being applied against last year's either, well, that would be.
Yeah, what I was doing, just tallying up
So
these.
yeah,
Like I said, that, I didn't update that, so I.
today on this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about this one, so.
Okay, no worries. Gotcha.
You good, Mike?
The best we can be at the moment.
Thank you. I don't know where Elena went.
Restrooms.
Oh. Alright, so, I'm sorry, Vicky, you want to readdress 4130-01 executive and particularly town administrator salary?
yes,
Okay,
and the library, the librarian.
okay, can we tackle them one at a time?
Okay.
Alright, if you wanna-
I'm kinda comparing the two.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good.
Because I just can't understand why a librarian would be paid. And I'm assuming they do more, she does less hours than Caitlin, and Caitlin.
She's
like-
35 hours,
Huh? She's 30, what's Caitlin?
35.
35, but,
Oh, I know where you're going with it.
but we're talking about
I
a
know.
librarian, and we're talking about someone that's administration.
I agree.
And I had a figure down of what the difference is, and I can't find it now.
Right, trying to-
Can,
What's the library number? Oh,
Um,
4550.
Yep.
I got it right here.
yeah. 4550
But to Vicky's point, it is pretty close.
So the librarian's salary is 44,590. Okay,
Okay, yeah, and
and
Caitlin,
Caitlin's 56,090.
okay, and is that like 12,000, something around there or something?
2 seconds. Give me a minute.
Vicky, are you referring to the 2025 or are you referring to the budget request?
Budget request.
Okay.
Okay, cause you just gave her Caitlin's 2025.
Oh, see,
No, I
I
got it here.
think they,
It's $12,052 difference
Yeah.
in the
I
request.
knew it was like 12,000, but,
So the salary for the town administrator, the request for 2026 is 58,414.
Oh, sorry, I grabbed the one. Yep, you're
Yep.
correct. Sorry about
I
that.
just wanna give her the right information, and then 450, what the frick, did I do, I'm missing the
what
number,
is the
4455?
librarian again?
550.
Oh, I missed the zero there.
It's 46,360.
46,360.
I didn't look far enough to the right.
It happens.
$12,054. JT?
It sounds,
That's what I said. Posted out now.
is
The
that,
difference?
is that what JTC, what would you say, JT?
I believe that's what I said, I closed it out now.
I can't see.
That's what it is, 12,000,
Okay,
about
alright.
12,000 difference.
I'm just saying, it's, I don't think it should be that
Okay,
close.
so you,
So I am looking that maybe we could change the librarian. I don't have the paper.
I'll get you, nope, I'll get you one.
So if I'm reading this right, it was just under $44,600 and 25 for the librarian.
And I think we went up quite
And
a
it was
bit.
over 58, just over, what's that, 50, just over 58,000 for the town administrator's position. And the problem I'm gonna have with voting on anything to do with salaries going forward is because we didn't have any pay scales, we didn't have anything from last year. I don't know, we gave everybody raises, I don't know what they were making then, and I don't know what they're gonna make next year. So
We had 2025.
Yeah, so the increases are on the
I never
budget
got a
sheet.
pay scale.
On the,
What's that? I'm sorry.
oh, yeah, you wanted hourly rates, right?
Hourly rates,
And I
yeah.
sent you that,
Yeah, but it was for the year before.
and
It
then,
wasn't for
and then we,
25, it was 24. What you gave me was for 24, I believe. That's what I brought to you at the time.
okay,
I may have it.
do you have it? I know I sent you the spreadsheet.
Well,
I don't think I have it because it didn't seem well.
Left one. Left it on the table.
So this is,
So if you're looking for a pay scale, you can always take that total salary, divide by 30,
Divided
2
by
weeks,
the hours,
35.
do the 13 weeks and, right. Or you could just pull off the computer system what the wage was and the wage changed.
So-
What we're doing to the next year. But
Alright, so
next
everybody-
year we'll be looking for it.
we're gonna include that, we're gonna include that in the processes for next year. Alright, so Vicky, you were addressing 455001 library, are you making a motion to adjust that, and by how much?
can we even do that? Like, wouldn't the library trustees be determining the compensation of the librarian?
They present the
No.
budget.
They present it just like
Everybody.
every other.
Do you remember them,
everybody else.
Grace and
I wasn't
Sarah?
here for that one, I think.
They
Yeah,
present
they
the budget.
present the budget,
But-
Selectmen has to approve it and the budget has to
Yep.
approve it.
It is a bottom dollar budget for them to operate out of.
Yeah,
so they could skim from one thing and pay for another, just like selectmen budget.
So from last year's,
How we do it, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, someone that's responsible for books at a library and someone that's responsible for all of this and daily calls and
Okay.
whatever, and they both have help, it just doesn't, to me, doesn't sound,
okay, well, in real dollars, if we level funded the librarian's salary, it would be a savings of $1,170. So,
And what's the
Prepare
town
for feedback.
administrator's position being proposed for the forward year, cause it was at 58, so it's gotta.
Should be right there.
it should be the first,
Should be more than 58 going into 26,
it's 58,414.
that was
So-
last year.
No, that's what we approved for this year, it was 56,989 last year.
Just looked at that budget that was put together and I saw 58 for last year's finishing.
do Caitlin's,
Yeah, Caitlin selected, Caitlin's, what do you want, which one, here,
what we approved for
this year?
this year,
$58,414.
$414.
Right, last year she had 56,989, so with a 2.5%.
Oh, okay, I see what's going on, it's an over budget on last year. So it was budgeted at 56,989. Oh, it's an under budget. That's what I was adding in the under budget.
Can we level the librarian and increase?
You didn't do anything, you wanted the budget
Well,
committee,
Well, we're looking to save money here. Like I said, I mean, I'm, as I say, I'm one of 6 votes, but I feel like we need to scrape another 50,000 plus off the budget to get it to a reasonable tax rate. I definitely wouldn't support this as
Well,
is.
then I could see, well, it's only what, about $2,000? If we
It would be,
kept a level fund for the library.
well, so that would be a savings of $1,170
So
dollars.
you already went down on the library assistant, right?
wow,
$35.
Like $40.
yeah, and they didn't
So-
use all their budget this year, and the library did. As
The
far as,
library did?
the assistant did not use all the hours, they were allocated last year.
Maybe this is a good time to share, because the library is one department of the staff departments that has actually kept their increases over the past few years pretty reasonable. I think if you look at how the other departments have grown, it is much more significant. I mean, I get your point about that one, but, their increase,
Well, their increases have been substantial.
Well, the whole library.
Yeah, because I remember, was it 3 years ago, they went up like $6,000 or something on their operating budget?
It's increased, the library has increased every year substantially.
I mean,
everybody else has kind of increased more than them though.
But,
Vicky, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that one is more important than the other, but there is a little bit more major responsibility. So,
Can I have Elena share what she wants to share?
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you think it's a good, I tucked an earlier version into your stuff when you were leaving last week, so you might have seen some of it already. And I think Mike has seen it, but it's updated now.
Yeah,
So,
on it.
yeah. So this came from the spreadsheet that you'd been updating and sending out every month. And I kinda like built it out.
Can we get a copy of that?
If there should
Right
be
here.
1 or 2 extras.
Thank you so much.
So I had 2 goals in like adding to Scott's spreadsheet. One was to try to like, because the charts have changed so much, it's hard to see year-to-year comparison without kind of matching them back up. And the other thing that I wanted to do was to look a little farther back, because we've been looking at like 2023 and forward. So I had actual numbers for 2021, so I added that in there. And I moved things around a little bit so that the charting, you can still follow it, but it is based on what we submitted to DRA in 2021. So I would focus on kind of the subtotals. I'm probably not explaining that well. It's almost exactly like what Scott had, it's just a couple things are moved around so that they're kind of all together where they belong.
Do you wanna walk us through a few of them?
Huh?
I said, would it make sense to walk us through a few of them?
Yeah,
Well, I'm seeing right now, it looks like you, it's increased about 800,000 since 2021. For your chart, just going by your chart.
yeah,
So it's about $160,000 a year. Probably a little less the first couple of years. Last 3 years have been a little bigger increase.
the actual numbers are at the very end, if that helps. So yeah, if you look at everything all together, this 2026 compared to 5 years ago, we've increased the operating budget of 638,000, over a third. In 3 years, comparing this 2026 to 2023, we've increased by 500,000 or a quarter. So yeah, to your point, and not 800, I guess, but six.
Well, how do you get that number? I mean, I'm seeing 2021, if you look at your graph, you're about 1.8. And then on 2026, we're looking at 2.5.
Yeah, that's 700.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the actual number
that's over 5 years.
638. So, I mean, the dots are a lot bigger than the.
So we're averaging about 160 a year increase.
Right, just
Sure.
the 638. Divided by 5? Right, is that what you're doing, Leo? Just divide
I'm
by
just
5
doing
and get
it.
an estimate?
I'm just doing my memory,
Oh, okay.
my mind, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, the graph part also helps you see, obviously it's not in
Yeah.
color, but the legend is in the same order, top to bottom. So your very lowest section of the chart is general government, above that's public safety, above that's highways and streets, then sanitation, and then everybody else is little bitty.
oh yeah, I see what you're doing on the bottom here, so you got the 638 total increase over 5 years,
Yeah,
gotcha. So you just, I was close, but, okay,
so that, I mean, having it visually kind of helps you see
yes,
the rate of change, I guess, or where it's changing the most. And it gets a little tricky visually, like highways and streets, you know, you start on the low end and end on the high end, but really the highways and streets budget has actually decreased over that time.
so I'm looking at 2024 to 2025, it looks like we had a $300,000 increase, that's where your big impact was,
Are you,
on the last sheet. 2024 was about 2068. 2,068,000.
I see,
2025 was 2,377,000, so you're looking almost $310,000 increase from 24 to 2025. That's where your big impact was,
yeah.
and why? What was the reason for that year?
Well, probably a few reasons in there. The fire department,
I was gonna say fire and roads, hardly.
health plans,
Yeah,
being adopted, health plans are big.
so if the bottom of the first page, if you just look at general government from 24 to 25, that's 120,000
Yeah,
right there.
and where was the big impact?
And Highways and streets was another 120,000. I mean, it's a little tricky too, because you're comparing actual to budget
Right.
proposed. And maybe that's where Mike and Chris were differing a lot, when you kept saying you didn't spend as much as
Yeah,
you
well,
budgeted, and he's like, no, we spent it all, and it's like, well, the actual numbers we were given is,
the actual is the problem with this when I looked at it after you gave it to me, because there's a proposed budget in the warrant articles, you can go by that, but then after the town vote, you have to reflect back. I think last year's town vote, we captured that on the proposed budget, but I believe there was about $46,000 added into that as an increase. So there's a jump on the floor, but it has been trending upward at a pretty significant, $100,000 plus in the
Yeah.
last 3 years, so.
It's been like that for years.
Yeah,
and
There
not
was a
to,
point when we didn't increase it very much, I think it was 18 to 19, 19.
Wow.
and not to totally deviate from the library
Yeah,
thing, but
that's right.
we know that personnel administration costs or the insurance costs, those have kind of moved around, that's one of the reasons I wanted to fix it. Or make it more comparative. Those have been a huge increase, but also if you look at the past few years, somehow, you know, I mean, they do a good job, but like the town clerk and tax collector's office, that budget has doubled in the space of 3 years. Like, how do you,
Well, we went to a full-time.
well, there you go.
You know, on this issue of pay scales, I think it's really late in the game to single like one or two people out for their positions. I mean, I get it, and I would say next year we go into this, you don't have to have a raise every year. You know, if we knew how much you were making, you know, we can compare that to other towns, and maybe Conway's making more money, but you can't get a job in Conway probably if you're down here in Effingham.
Well, you know
Another
how
town
much,
might be less.
you know how much you're making, you take that full salary with your,
Yeah.
divide it, I mean.
But, you know, shouldn't have to do that, and we didn't have the information, and we're entitled to have the information to make this job a little easier, and it jumps off the page at you, if you got somebody making $35 an hour and you go, wait a minute, look for that job, maybe that's way over. And then if you show me other jobs in the area and the other towns, and it's like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I mean, more information can give us a better picture. I looked at the library budget at 78.8, and they're not cracking $100,000 yet, and I think that's a testament to
No,
what
but they
they've
headed
done.
that way, if you look at each year.
Everything is heading off the charts.
No, there are departments that are not making a big jump every year, and the library does.
I think back in 21, they were making under 60,000, they've gone up to about 18,000 over
okay.
5 years, 6
I
years.
have a couple questions if you're all set, Mike.
Yeah.
But if I may, JT, for a second, just as a point of reference, 3 of the biggest budget increases this year was personnel management, that went up $63,514, winter contract went up $37,331, and ambulance went up $11,486. That's $112,331 increase just from those 3 line items.
Right.
Over last year. You know, a couple of those are unavoidable.
All of them.
Yeah, and then the other number I just wanted to share was, if we went back and level funded all the salaries, it would be about 26,000.
That's all it would save us.
Yes.
Well, I won't go for that, but.
No, I'm just sharing the data. JT, please.
So I totally get where this is going, but I think kind of to Mike's point, you know, where's the adjustment for inflation over this period of time? You know, the cost of goods, the cost of personnel, all of that stuff has changed drastically from 2021 to.
Yeah, we had the biggest inflation in 21.
You know, it's huge. So population, I mean, during the building committee, I had some stats on population. Effingham was one of the highest growth rates in the state over the last couple of years.
Last 5 years.
You know, it's not huge numbers, we don't have a ton of people, but if you look at what we had versus what we have now, the percentage increase is one of the highest. You gotta factor that stuff into this too, and on top of that, when you look at personnel and departments and stuff like that, yes, there's number increases, but look at where the departments have come from and, you know, how they've changed. The fire department, my own department, we're staffed now, we have staff in the building, we're responding to the calls, we're handling all of our own calls, we're not relying on mutual aid for 90% of the calls. That's a huge change from 2021 to present. So there's a cost associated with that, but there's also a service coming back, and the chief can speak to his own department as well, but look at the departments and look at the change over these years as well. And I mean, I'll tell you, I don't have concrete numbers, but do a wage study. Spend the money and do a wage study, and you guys would be shocked.
And that's where I was gonna piggyback in. So I just did some quick numbers because I knew this conversation was coming. I compared what we're being paid currently going into what our proposed rates are going into 2026, comparing to a wage study that was done in 2024. Which the wage study in the county has gone up, this is police department related. We're still sitting at 22% below average of the county for the positions that we have now versus what they were being paid in 2024. We don't, I mean, we're not doing it for the money, but you know, knowing that we.
Well, you are, but.
But we gotta make a living.
And benefits.
Yeah, but like, you know, we could, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna, or anybody's gonna, we could walk out the door with zero responsibility, walk onto someone with none, and make exactly what we're making here, but we choose to be here.
Yeah.
And the tough part when it comes to especially public safety, you know, no, you can't compare our town to Tufton Borough, apples to apples, way different tax base, way different revenue. But at the end of the day, fires burn the same way, people have the same medical emergencies, and law enforcement calls are the same between the towns.
Well, I mean, the salary is obviously just a small part of the overall budget
Right.
for your department, her department. But to JT's point, yes, the population's grown, but our tax base really has not. And so this is why we're looking to get this number.
And speaking to public safety, I understand what you're saying, but again, the fires are still burning, the car accidents
I
are still
agree.
happening, the medicals are still happening. It doesn't matter if we've made more money or not, those public safety
I don't
is
think
still there.
anybody has
I don't-
proposed cutting
yeah.
salaries across the board, so.
No.
I mean, you threw out that number just as an example of how little,
And I just wanted
It
to
would
provide
make a
you guys with that
difference.
one quick stat, just, you know,
Yeah.
that's a wage study that I have accessibility to provide to you, to just show you going into 26, how much below the average we are across Carroll County from 2 years ago. And I know that number's gonna skyrocket even more, cause the sheriff's office union just had a contract renegotiation, and they got pretty substantial raises down there. And that's gonna vary everything pretty substantially.
That's another tax increase coming to us then, the end of the year when we get that knocked out.
It's just a figure that you can put towards at least one portion of the salaries within the town,
So
just what the average is.
I don't think that libraries should get penalized for keeping costs down for a lot of years too. So they do a lot of programs there. I know what the library was like once before, and the library today is a different animal with all the things that they were innovative, stuff over the last several years.
Alright, so, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, one more part, cause I also wanna highlight where
sorry.
we've been decreasing. Because when I look at it all together, and obviously I've had time to study this. I feel like there are places that we're underfunding in order to increase elsewhere, so like,
Like the selectman's salary?
yeah, those poor selectmen.
Yeah, do a wage study.
Oh, that's an easy one.
I know your position, Mike.
You don't wanna go there, Mike.
Come on, get a wage study, that's all I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you.
You know, we've-
$5,000 on.
We've had warrant articles,
say,
see ya.
Hold on.
Now.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead, Elena.
we've had warrant articles to do road work, but our operating budget for highways and streets has stayed flat or even decreased over time. You know, now we're decreasing the municipal buildings, we're decreasing the legal budget, even though we've never spent that little. So, you know, are we underfunding infrastructure in order to fund something else?
Fine, one time we were
Like-
spending legal $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
There was a time when we were spending under 30, not that long ago as well.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, even 2024, you spent 90, so I don't know how you're gonna make it on 30, but
Well, the activist has run out of things to go after.
I'm not sure about that.
You never know.
Was
what's gonna
2024
come
with
up.
the Eversource issue,
2020.
with the legal?
That was the settlement of somebody did that.
Yeah, the settlement,
Well, that you don't need to budget for.
No,
not
Oh.
that,
You know, the transfer station has also stayed, it's still increased, but it hasn't increased as significantly as other things.
yeah, and every year is 5% increase with all the containers and everything else, the cost of getting disposal.
Yeah,
Contracted increases built right in.
Yeah, we don't have a choice in that, and then just the wages, so.
it's still increased less than elsewhere, you know?
And there's been compared last year to the year before with the containers, we went up probably 15% more in hauling the containers out, because of the population.
Hauling
increase in
prices went
population.
up.
No, increase in population, everything else.
Yeah, well, you've got that, plus hauling prices though, over the last few years, that's increased. And you get your 5% built in.
Is there funds somewhere else that?
There's a what?
Funds somewhere else that money could come from?
To have a reduction, you're saying, or for what? Money to come from,
To have a reduction of the rate?
I guess that's my question.
of what rate?
Where do we think we can cut the budget?
yeah, that's the final question.
That's right, that's the final question, and I apologize, I shared my opinion and without getting a consensus that the budget committee would like to reduce the budget if we can,
Yeah,
to get that tax rate down. So, go ahead, Mike.
I'd like to see unassigned funds used, because I know that they're not being applied as heavily as they should be to the tax rate. And that's where I think there's money coming in that should be applied to knock things down. And then I think we need to start looking at not doing as much road work in one given year and go back and do a lesser amount, do a mile and a quarter, whatever we can, but $500,000 a year plus on.
Well, that's for 2026, but we're talking, 2027, for
That's right.
2025, what did we do? That's what
Well,
the discussion is.
2025, I think, is pretty much settled at the point we're getting at, unless you're gonna just make a decrease by 1%, pick 1%, 2.5% across the board, cut it, you guys operate with it. Otherwise, you're starting this whole process all over again. Because that's the easiest way to do it, because the selectmen have discretion with the bottom line number. If you got $50,000 you wanna take off, Scott, take off 50,000, and the selectmen just figure out how to, you know, what cuts are gonna be made, or what money's not gonna get spent that they have some
Or
discretion on.
a town meeting, I just add 50,000, maybe.
Yeah.
In that, you know, town meetings, the final arbiter.
So to Mike's point, I spent a good part of the day trying to just come up with suggestions for cuts. The nonprofits was one of them, we saved some money there. Just different line items, but to Mike's point, the easiest way to solve this problem is the Parks and Recs budget. Which even if we remove it from the budget, it will probably get voted back in at town meeting. But a suggestion I would make to the select board is if we did that, not do that, but they're willing to commit 50,000 from the property sales to offset that when the tax bill comes out next year, that would get us at the tax rate we
so
want.
basically.
Basically,
You're still doing the rec department with also be.
well, it would still be in the budget, but if we had a commitment of 50,000 from the select board to offset that.
From unassigned balance?
From the unassigned fund balance from the sale of the properties, cause we've already met our levels for unassigned fund balance for this year. It won't affect the following year, it won't be a Band-Aid, because the following year we're under a new contract and there'll be a new warrant article, so it won't come back on the budget automatically. So that's a
Well, it's in
suggestion,
the tax rate already, well, yeah, cause now we're taking it off.
by the
tax
time
rate.
the December tax bill comes out, we will have reduced it by whatever small cuts we make here plus 50,000. And that'll get us where I would like to see us be at, like a 17 to 19 cent per thousand tax rate. But we would need a commitment, and since the town would be voting on the whole budget, they would have to be made aware that commitment's being made, and that their taxes will be reduced by that amount or that the budget would ultimately be reduced by that
I
amount.
don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that something that we can do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you have discretion to apply the unapplied fund balance to the tax.
You can apply in the warrant article. for
You have to
the
make a warrant
operating
article.
budget. Well, you have one. Your operating budget will finalize with the number that we finish with. And you guys can put in a line that you're going to apply from the unassigned fund balance, $50,000 towards it, which gives it a lesser number.
For that line item.
Yeah, absolutely. Very doable. And this is what I talked to you about the other day.
And then, like I said, it won't come back to bite us the next year because we'll be under a new contract, and that would also be a warrant article.
Sounds like that's the path of least resistance, if it can be
It's
done.
the easiest way to do that.
On the sale of properties, on the revenue sheet that was put to DRA was absolutely zero, put in under sale of property, so. I mean, now you got a windfall.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess the money's coming in this year,
Yeah, the money's coming in this year. By the time we get the
2025.
by the time we get the
Right.
tax bill for December, we can adjust it,
But it's
or
only-
do it through a warrant article.
You have to do it through a warrant
Yeah,
article.
you do it through the warrant article and you have all year for it to
Yeah.
actually come in, you know, you run your budget until you.
But that
to
would
the end of,
that would get us
That makes
close.
sense,
That would get us closer to our target.
absolutely the easiest way to do it.
Would be the least resistance.
Huh?
It would be.
It would be the least resistance. Like, I know if we pull it out, they're gonna put it back in.
Pull it out, it's gonna be havoc.
Yeah.
And we might get tarred and feathered. in the
And you know,
process.
I mean,
Big
I
time.
wonder how I look that way.
But to the taxpayers, it makes a good faith effort, if you can keep this tax rate at the town side down and provide these services, then. And the employees are reasonably happy, cause you gave them a raise. We'll threaten them without getting one next year, but that's.
So the 50,000 is already built into the tax rate right now. The $5.30, 15, 30, whatever tax rate, $15, that's built into it right now. 50,000 for the rec center.
I don't, the language built into it doesn't work for me, it's part of the tax rate right now.
That's part
A
of
lot
it,
of
that's-
things.
Yeah.
Right,
But-
you can take it out and put it in whatever.
It doesn't, the 50,000 in the warrant article wouldn't target anything except the bottom line.
The bottom
It
line of that,
wouldn't be-
yeah, but next year, 2027,
Right,
when we do our budget, and we say, okay, we're gonna put the 50,000 back in.
Well, we're not, because that's a new contract and that'll be coming up for warrant article,
So the tax rate's gonna increase either way.
but not by the Parks and Recs budget.
you didn't
Not
increase,
but your total tax will increase unless we do something different.
your revenues to the state when you filed your tax rate this year.
Right.
So next year, you're gonna probably have to adjust or whatever, and if you adjust that to give more of the revenues against the tax rate, it'll lower it. You gotta play this game, drag it out until your 5-year evaluation. By the time you get there, if property values go up,
Double.
you'll still have a tax increase no matter what you do. But, you know, if the bottom falls out, you're lucky, the tax rate will drop and the economy will be terrible and you'll have it just works the other way, that's how it works. But you're living in the moment, right now, you got this year and next year, you got coverage for it with what you have to work with your revenue stream.
So I just wanna clarify with Julio, so if we reduce 59,793 through some small cuts, and then a warrant article to offset Parks and Recs,
50,000.
then how is that gonna increase the following year? We're gonna, then we'll have a new baseline budget that's almost.
Well, it wouldn't increase if you didn't have if we don't have a contract with Parks and Rec.
That's what I'm saying, so this.
There would be a zero increase.
Yes,
But if we do negotiate a new contract,
well, that'd be through a warrant article, and then, yes, eventually it'd be folded into the operating budget, but not for 2 years.
So again, you know, it's not targeting that item, it's just targeting your bottom line number as an operating budget.
Right, and
Which
that-
that would, even with the contract, would end up showing back in. And you just deal with that as far as whatever taxes are gonna increase, things are gonna go up. You're gonna present something new next year, and we'll work with next year. Next
and it
year,
might not even be a contract.
you don't know, hopefully one's negotiated better than $5,000 a year, I'd ask for that, but. I think you gotta work with what you have in front of you, really, and that would be to take 1 year and put the brakes on, and let's see what happens. And then next year, you gotta release the brakes and it goes back up, it's just, it's like you tried to stem the tide once, and maybe we can do it again next year.
Rose, you okay with that?
Only at this point to reduce it 50,000. You know how I feel about the rec center, I think that we should eliminate that completely. I do think that, but I mean, I.
No, it's okay, it's okay,
said
yeah.
that for years. I do think that with the negotiation of the new contract, if they want some money from us, it will have to be at our.
Well, that's a discussion of the contract, but are you okay with taking on unassigned fund balance to
To.
offset the $50,000?
I see two sides, okay, one side, it's a quick fix. It's gonna bite us in the end because eventually we're not gonna have 50,000. You can't just keep taking out of the unassigned fund balance to lower the contract.
So for 2027, you're saying?
However, for this instance, I see the benefit.
We have the money.
Well,
We have the money, I
Right.
see the benefit.
well, this'll, by my way of thinking, this'll go 2 years. We dropped this year's budget by 50,000.
Right,
For 2027, we're renegotiating a contract with OSFI, that becomes a warrant article, so it's not on the operating budget. 2028, it could potentially get rolled into the operating budget depending on how we handle the new contract.
but we do have the money this year to put it towards that.
Yes,
To put it towards that, and then that other revisiting the municipal building warrant article, not the
Yeah, we're talking about that
300,000.
too. We probably want to revisit that.
Right, not
For
the
this-
300,000, but.
Put the warrant article back in for 50,000 only.
oh, okay,
To cover the,
General contractors.
Architects and stuff.
Architects and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
architects and
okay. Alright, so we're gonna have,
so then that would be
And we'll-
$100,000 coming out of the.
We do have the money coming in, so it's like.
so can we amend
Well,
4901-01 now, or do we, without the verbiage? Town administrator?
I just wanna confirm, cause I know you and I had talked about it earlier. Are we creating a new warrant article, or did we decide that we're gonna put it into the existing,
We're gonna put it in the existing operating warrant article.
so the existing municipal buildings expendable trust fund?
Oh, you're talking about what?
The 50,000.
Which one? Rec center or?
No, I'm talking about the municipal building one.
That'll be.
Sounds like you guys need to have a meeting and come back.
No, that's okay. I mean, you should need to all be on the same page too.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to address this too.
Yeah, so basically, you're on the municipal, so that'll be new warrant, well, redo the warrant article instead of 350, make it 50.
Okay, so we're creating a new trust fund.
True, wait a minute. We can put it into the municipal trust fund,
Buildings,
huh?
municipal buildings,
Yeah, buildings.
Then we can get rid of the roof one now.
that's ridiculous, it's just so ridiculous the way to do business, but.
Let's just stay on
We
this
need
one,
to stay on
okay?
one topic.
Yeah, you-
Yeah, so let's,
Quit jumping over, please.
let's,
Yeah.
stay on reducing the operating budget.
Well, we
So-
voted on the warrant articles like 3 times already. What
Well,
are
we voted
what's
on
proposed?
Town clerk 4
Propose
times.
something.
So we agree, okay, back in the operating budget, we agreed to do unassigned fund balance on the operating budget to reduce the $50,000 from the rec center.
Through warrant article,
On a warrant article on the operating.
but coming out of the unassigned fund balance.
Right, it just applied,
Yep,
Yeah, that'd
okay,
be another, like you said, a sentence,
yep, so that would update 4901-01,
yeah.
okay.
And then on, building committee, $50,000, we can take it into the building fund. Just put that, add a 50 to it, unassigned fund balance.
You guys might wanna take a look at your trust fund language on that,
That's
to
true,
make sure it doesn't have to be an existing building.
good point, we just did change the language on that.
We used to have
The trust
something,
funds trustees changed language.
we used to have something in there, like for the contracted stuff that you have in your executive budget. There used to be a trust fund for some funds, I believe.
Kaylee, can you mark that down?
Some people
verify?
did away with some of these things that were
Got
probably
it.
a mistake, because they gave you some levers to pull, but.
I was listening to Mike's thing, because I thought I didn't know what he was saying at first, so that's why I didn't jump
Yeah,
in.
just verify what the language is in the trust fund.
So, one of the warrant articles that's coming up at town meeting is a change of purpose. It was recommended by the trustees of trust funds for the municipal buildings that's currently there. That is going to hopefully, if anything passes, they'll be for the purpose of repairing, maintaining, and improving all municipal buildings and parking lots.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be for an existing, if that language is, cause I know that having my wife be the trustee of the trust fund, she said some of the warrant articles included incorrect language on some, so you gotta be very careful with your,
So
that sounds like
we
existing.
can verify with DRA or something like that, but. Or check with just, the trust fund trustees.
I would check with the trustees for.
Yeah, so either way, we'll either do that or warrant article.
Right.
Okay, I'm good.
So what's going on with the rec department?
Well,
What are we
that's,
doing?
Nothing, that just exists.
we're,
We're gonna do
Oh,
it.
unless you're attacking it, go ahead.
no, so we're gonna apply $50,000 from the unassigned fund balance, the money coming in from the property sales as a warrant article. That'll offset the rec center.
No. You have to apply it to the unassigned fund balance, you can't target the rec center in that.
Well,
I can't target it, just be,
no, but yeah, to the operating budget.
it'll
I'm
be
just-
right to the operating.
I'm trying to answer Vicky's question as this is our solution for the rec center. Is to just pay for it out of the unassigned fund balance.
I beg to differ, you wanted to take $50,000 off the tax impact. You brought up the rec center, but as a way to take the $50,000 off the tax impact, is apply it to the operating budget. That reduces the tax impact.
Right.
The whole thing about the rec center, you kinda gotta get that out of your head and put it over here, unless you guys you wanna revisit the rec center as a whole. Otherwise, you can't, the rec center has nothing to do with the operating budget as far as applying $50,000.
I just know, I understand that.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to answer Vicky's question as to how we're gonna address the 50,000 that she's unhappy with.
Oh, okay, that's,
So I apologize if I wasn't clear. Alright, so then, to do that, we need to amend 490101 again.
Is that the right?
I,
Have other
49,101.
warrants?
I don't know, that's what I'm asking. This is other warrants, that's,
No, so it'll, sorry, my good.
Go ahead, yeah.
no, you're good. I just would like to get this finalized tonight with a
So what will
vote.
happen is when draft is created, it will have a warrant article for the operating budget. In that warrant article, it'll state this much is to be raised by taxation, 50,000 to come from unassigned fund balance.
Okay,
That's where it'll state.
that's perfect.
So right now on this sheet says 126,832 total tax impact right now, it'll be minus 50,000.
Minus 50,000, that'll get us
So it'll be
closer to where we wanna be.
76,832 versus 120.
Okay,
And we know that's gonna be like Article 7, right? Will that stay the
I
same?
think right now it's sitting, I can tell you, it's 10, so
Oh,
Article 10.
well,
As
it's only
of now.
the election.
Okay.
For it, so.
alright, that's perfect. Are we good with that? The committee? Alright,
Yeah.
alright, so that gets us closer to where we wanna be. I actually have a couple of things I wanted to bring up that I came across today. Just give me 1 second. Because I think there was a math error.
Are you still taking up Vicky's issue?
Nope, well, I've moved on.
Oh, has Vicky moved on? No.
I think Vicky's good. Are you good?
What?
We're gonna use unassigned fund balance to reduce the operating budget by 50,000,
For the rec,
just for,
but
in
we didn't-
theory,
in theory for the rec
Theory.
center, but yes.
And what are we doing about the, library and
I think it's a discussion for next year, 2027, before we vote on it, to bring that subject up. When you have the trustees or you're presenting your budgets, it should be discussed at that time with them here.
but we just did it with the, vendors, right? We just,
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
Like this,
they're,
they're town employees. These are not.
Excuse me for 1 second.
But we did reduce the tax rate, by 50,000, how much that?
We're probably at about 19 cents right now, but, sorry. These are in. There we go. So, actually, I had a question about the clerk and tax collectors salary increase. I think based on my calculations, the number's wrong. So the 2025 budget for town clerks 22,425 with the applied 2.5% increase, the tax collector came up to 27,813.
There's two areas, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this particular one. So that's a 5,388 increase, and by my math, that's like a 20% increase. So as part of
There's a
this,
reason for something. What's that?
Just to confirm, you're currently reading the 2025, budget number, correct? Is that what?
Right, that was, she started on in April, right?
no, this is for the, not for the deputy, this is for the
So,
tax collector.
I
Yes,
missed
she
it.
started out.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrea started in April, after the town meeting.
Okay,
She didn't start full-time.
okay, no, I didn't consider that.
Caitlin's got it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, as long, okay, just wait. So, yes, it is correct, Andrew became full-time after town meeting, it was voted on during town meeting in March.
I remember that.
During that time, the increase that we had made due to that jump was, 4155 personal administration. Because out of that budget, there would have been enough wiggle room between both of them, in where it was only a 39-week instead of 52 weeks at a full time, that it would have been covered within her budget, so no increases happened last year.
Okay,
So that doesn't reflect on this due to the fact we didn't make any changes
Okay.
once she went full time.
okay, no, I appreciate the clarity. Again, I crunched a lot of numbers looking for savings. One of those calculations was level funding salaries, and then when I looked at the reduction for the clerk and tax collector and compared it to the police chief and the fire chief, her reduction was a lot higher, and it made me scratch my head, and then I looked at the numbers, I thought maybe she miscalculated, so that's why I wanted to bring it back up. But I appreciate the clarity.
No problem.
Alright,
Yeah, save you from both of you. I'm staring at the dispatcher.
so, I guess my next question is, do we wanna trying to find another $3,000 in savings to get us at 17 per thousand? I did have a couple of other recommendations that would save us a couple of thousand, and that was the support staff for the tax collector and clerk. Just reducing those line items by $1,000 each.
Which lines?
Sorry. So 415006. I mean, they're the same on both the clerk and tax collector, so they have a support staff budget of 2,200, which I understand the purpose of that. But where she has a deputy clerk that's working more hours, I felt like we could reduce each of those by $1,000.
Yeah, I'm not even clear who that is and I'm here.
Well, wait a minute, is that a problem with your attendance or is it the other person?
Well, I'm not here that much.
Okay, alright.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
since the town clerk tax collector's not here, may I?
Absolutely.
If I'm correct, as I said, I'm not the town clerk tax collector, but, especially in the town clerk item, I believe that salary is also used for overage due to elections and town meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, there are three elections, if I'm correct.
That's right.
And then the town meeting. So I think that when they have to be there for the election and town meeting, they use that line item for the overages. I know in the past it was used for people who came in and did filing as well, but I think that's what since I've been here, they've also used it for that.
Okay.
So, I'll-
Scraping nickels here.
if you wanna scrape nickels for $3,000, I look at contracted services under executive, which is $22,750, and only $2,500 was used. Now, if that was cut for a year, it certainly could be restored the next year, but unless there's a reason where you guys have something on the schedule that you're gonna need that money for.
Yeah,
Mike, you're looking at the 25 budget line.
Yeah, 'cause that's-
This year's requested is 10,000, which has been the
Oh.
level amount.
I don't have those budgets in front of me, cause I did just
Oh.
vote, so.
Well, you
Going
did.
off your last year's,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't have the whole kit and caboodle, cause I didn't know we were gonna be indulging in that without having those
I think at this
documents
point with
presented.
what we've done, looking for another $3,000 is,
You're scratching dirt,
it's scratching dirt.
unless you do unassigned fund balance, I don't know where you.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
At this point, I'm ready to take the win, as Jim's pointing out here at the 50,000. And next year, I mean, I think that we probably have to approach this a little differently.
I don't disagree.
Maybe have some more pre-budget season meetings to kinda work out how we're gonna move this forward. So that we can kinda capture, as Elena said, we're having this meeting because we wanted to see some total numbers in front of us. So we get the bigger picture a little sooner, so maybe there's some things we can do.
We can look at
structure it.
the process structure,
Yeah.
cause next week should be pretty quick. So we can look at the process structure next week and make edits to that as a committee. So we have a new guideline for the following year. Cause there have been some good points brought up this year that I've noted on there, so, including salaries.
Yeah.
Alright, so then,
I just wanna see what they are, doesn't mean I wanna go after people.
well, no, but it's, but I mean, it's a valid point, we should know what they are before we start looking at people's budgets and recommendations for increases. Alright, so then we have managed to scrape $56,639. Unless we wanna take more from nonprofits, off the operating budget, which is, will get us close to where we wanna be.
I think we pretty much took them down to.
Do you think so?
I know we got the updated B to A from the chief. Do you guys wanna go over that as a committee or home study?
That's a home study for me.
I haven't even had a chance to look at the new sheet, so. But as always, if you have any questions that you want answered, let me know and I'll try to get you the answers.
Just, this one here? You're looking at?
Yeah, the one that, JT gave out.
It's not bad, I mean, we're $140,000 less than last year.
Under budget? That's good.
Which is more money you can apply to,
Unassigned.
and take down that number. Because that was a lapsing fund. You get another 40,000 and it gives the selectmen $100,000 to go to Vegas with.
Yeah, well,
God, when I was in a budget committee, I never heard you talk like that. When you were a selectman.
as
I
of,
came in and proposed a decrease in 21.
Oh.
But then it was those fire department guys who said, no, we all want jobs.
Okay,
no, as of this morning, we are still close to $1 million in delinquent taxes, so I think we need to keep the extra cash flow where
Well,
it is.
I got some more property to sell.
Something on Hobbs Road?
you get to March 1st.
There is
And
one.
that's when you show the difference on what your audits or whatever will show from that date, what is in deferred revenues, what it's called.
Yeah, I understand that, but, since this is my third year on the budget committee, and I know I started with Jim and Vicky and Leo, but, we have seen the trend where that delinquency number is, average number is getting higher and higher.
It's still early though, it's in January, right?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously it ebbs and flows, but the overall trend is that it's
Well, I mean,
higher on average.
you have the default from several years back that accumulates well over $200,000, so.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, a lot, well, 300, almost 400,000 of that's coming back to the town, which is good, but we don't have that money yet.
Things are pretty current, I mean, you have, going back to the last,
Well, 22, 21. I mean, that's all lean, so that's
Yeah.
only,
those aren't timber taxes, so.
Right.
20 to 22, that's, 293, call it $294,000, so. If you're taking $300,000 off the top, you're at 750 deferred, which is basically what you've been running now. We used to run anywhere from 4 to 7 something if the tax bills went out on time. Tax bills go out late, this number shows up like it is a little high. So you're probably not far off, especially with property values and taxes being so much higher. That number in default is gonna be higher. Things that are stamped with a T, that's timber taxes, you don't wanna include those get, brought up. But you're running, 756 right now, and that's for 25. And that money, a lot of that's probably still gonna come in, some of it.
Hopefully.
So I don't think you're far off the mark right now
Okay.
from a regular year, average year.
I agree.
Public
Yeah,
comments, mask to put up. No, you're good? You guys good?
Good, thank you guys.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Chairman.
Seven.
Hold on, don't say, please.
7:50.